Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris the Candy Man. It's NFL draft night. Round one just concluded, and we have a great show tonight. Going to be doing some fast draft origins, talking rookies and landing spots with none other than PPRTyler himself. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's going to be best ball summer starting soon, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. And you know where to find me. We're going to be drafting all summer long. Let's kick it to the intro. But overall, it's like, the guy can ball. Like, actions speak louder than words. Look who it is.
Bang, man. Let's go. NFL draft was so God, is there anything better than the NFL draft? Like, truly. Like, I think I enjoy watching the draft more than I enjoy watching the Super Bowl. The draft, because it's like every team has hope again. Every team has a future on the NFL draft, And then you got some teams who fumble that future, and you have some teams who make smart picks. So it's a really fun time. I just enjoy you turn off the phone, you turn off all the distractions, you sit down, and you react to everything live on TV. That's the way God intended it to be, is to watch the NFL draft with no phones. So that's exactly what I did, and it was awesome, man.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I gotta catch up. I did put the phone down. I was talking ball with the Fantasy Sanctuary. You were on there as well a bit earlier.
For 2 seconds.
And I had the phone put down, but I have seen my group chats. I got a few different group chats with the boys popping off. There's the Longhorn group chat that they're thinking it's a great night, and then there's the Texans group chat. They're like, "What are we doing? We're trading out of our picks."
Great trade for the Texans. I thought that was a great.
I thought it was fine. Apparently, mixed signals. I'm getting mixed signals from the boys. Some of them don't like it.
Great trade. What did they get again? It was they traded. Who traded up with it? It was the Giants. They got
the Giants got Dart. And they gave up a third this year. They gave the Texans their second rounder, which is an early pick coming up soon. And then I think it was either like a seventh or a future, whatever.
Did they get a second next year too?
It was a second next year. That's what it was.
Yeah, a second next year, and they got the other second, obviously, and they got like a third. I thought that was a fine trade for them, to be honest. It's like, and yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I thought when I saw it, I'm like, hey, you always kind of hope you can trade down a little bit. So, what's the difference? I don't know.
Oh.
So,
all right, fast draft, baby. Let's. I think the biggest. Can we just dive into like some of the rookie talk right now? Because the one that I want to talk about, and I'm sure you again, I didn't watch. Again, I said I was tuned into the NFL draft. I didn't catch as much of the Sanctuary stream as I would have liked, but yeah, they're talking about in the chat. The Igbuka pick is okay. Let me get in here. Whoops. Ooh, I totally should have had this better planned. Wait, I had it open here. I think we're good.
100% draft focused. Come on, get in the room.
I'm in. We're good. Okay.
Was any y'all in the chat too? If you want to come draft, if you haven't done an Origins yet, you're gonna. I think you're gonna like it. I like it. I wouldn't suggest it if it wasn't something I was enjoying having fun with. I liked their interface, and I think this tournament is so different than a lot of the other tournaments that we're doing. Rookies only. It's 6 rounds, 10 teams, season-long total scoring, full point PPR, and I'm enjoying it. So I've done a few in this. This is the Origins Chaos. It's a smaller tournament. It's kind of a time box, but it's going on during the NFL draft. I think it's honestly going to fill tomorrow.
I think it will too.
But if you guys want to jump in on this, we're going to do at least this one and hope to fill another one after that. And then shout out, if you'd like to, you can use code GARAGE to get up to a $50 deposit match, which is as good as it gets. So help your boy out. Also, make sure you're subbed to the channel. Come say what up in the chat. Throw me a like. And yeah, me and Tyler's going to rip this, and he's in it too. So we're going to be fighting back and forth, but still talking strategy, because the strategy in this is wild. And I've been looking forward to actually connecting with Tyler and doing some of these drafts and picking his brain on like what he likes and what kind of structures and team builds he's going for. It's all flex positions. So QB, tight end, running back, wide receiver, they're all flex,
Yeah, this ADP is in this contest. It's a lot different than the original Origins ADP. Like you could get some great. Like I do. I had so many 6th-round shares of Kyle Williams in like three. He
Oh,
was like
did
my
you?
most. He was. I had like 40% of him through like 40 drafts, maybe. Like he was going in the 6th round consistently, and that felt good. Hey, Travioli, use his code. If we're on his stream, use code Garage. All right, use code Garage for this one.
Shout out.
But yeah, I want to talk about Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah, I like
What?
it. Do you like it?
It's a good. They're just playing for like really far. All right, we're on the draft. Here we go. They're playing. They're just
Oh,
playing
two spot.
really
I'm
far.
getting Cam Ward. I'm getting Cam Ward.
There you go.
Hell
Like
yeah.
how far in the future? Just put your. I would say put the thing down.
How's that
Like
look? Does that look good, boys?
yeah, just get the board open. There you
Boop.
go. Perfect. Okay.
Who else is in here?
Like they do
Tyler.
have an app. Yeah, it's called Fast Draft. I'm in here.
Oh, is that Bradley in here?
I'm who else we got in here? I'm drafting at 5.
Bradley in the 6?
Yeah, that's Bradley in the 6. Billy Joel. I feel like I remember that name, but
If you can't get Genty, I feel like Cam Ward is the smash because he's the only quarterback that's guaranteed to start every game.
am I an idiot? Why wouldn't I'm drafting Cam Ward 1 regardless? Am I crazy?
I don't know. I honestly go back and forth because so in
He's
the
a
original
quarterback,
Origins,
and he runs.
he yeah. I mean, but can Genty still outscore him? It's like
100%. Yeah.
I think so. But can Hampton now outscore him? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because now we know we have these landing spots. It's like the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
This is my first Origins draft. I did one a little bit earlier, but none of the skill position players had really gone. I think it was through Genty.
I'll go Henderson still. Yeah, no Henderson tonight. What can you do? But yeah, I just want to say this Buka thing real quick. Just finish this point. I just don't because they're just playing so far in the future is their plan. It's like Mike Evans is it feels like he's never not going to be a Buck. They just re-signed Chris Godwin. They just drafted McMillan in the 3rd last year, and he probably returned more on what they paid for him. He looked like a damn good wide receiver. So it's like, what? Now you're going to add on to like your most stacked position group? It just it didn't make sense to me. I just don't know why they feel like they absolutely need, and they were getting mocked golden.
I mean, but Chris Godwin, of course, he's getting up there in age, right? Is he 29?
Yeah, he's getting up there in age, but they just re-signed him to like a 3-year deal, did they not?
Of course, but in the NFL, a 3-year deal is really a 2-year deal if it's not a 1-year deal. Like, who knows? And the injury, and then now they're worried, and they're like, man, they don't believe in Jalen McMillan. Obviously, he's a 3rd-round pick, and they're like, okay, he was fine, but nothing start worthy. And then Evans is one step away from, another great year, or does it hit the cliff? I think no one knows. So I guess they're just trying to be like, hey, we need to stay competitive. We got to stay with high firepower. I don't know.
I like it for Egbuka. I think it's fine for Egbuka. I don't say I love it. I think it's fine. I still think there's a decent scenario where he can just be the wide receiver 2 on that team, and outscore Godwin / Evans, maybe one of those guys. Yeah, I'm hoping that he got 1st-round draft capital. McMillan got 3rd. I'm hoping that he's definitely the starting slot.
No doubt. Doubt.
Like, but Godwin feels like he's the starting slot. So where it kind of feels like.
But do you remember when Godwin came into the league? They were moving Godwin all around the formation.
Yeah.
So I think he's definitely capable.
Didn't they make a big deal about moving him back to the slot last year? Like, wasn't that like a huge deal? It was like, oh, Godwin's back in the slot. Here we go, and he was actually really good there. I just don't know. So, but Egbuka, I think, can play not in the slot too. I think Egbuka is you can move him around a little bit more too.
And do you want Egbuka? Yeah, it's really interesting. There's a lot to talk about with the Egbuka pick. I think it's one of the more intriguing landing spots because for best ball we care about year 1. For Dynasty, it's like I think it's a smash. As long as the whole Baker, kind of vibe continues and he keeps throwing a bunch of touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just being on a high scoring offense, I like it. In this draft, we see Jackson Dart go 7 overall. I've been taking Jackson Dart in the 1st round in these, but even in the original Origins, I was doing that, and I don't think a lot of people were. Where do you have Jackson Dart now? Obviously ahead of Shedeur, right?
Probably.
At least until tomorrow.
Starting, and then would you be shocked if they're just going to move to Jameis? I just don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird ass quarterback room. It's like They bring in Russ and they got Jameis, and obviously Dart's the future guy. But like, would we be shocked if Dart just didn't play this season? I wouldn't be shocked. That's the only
Dang,
problem.
I kind of want to go. This is tough.
See, I just don't think Milroe's going to play. Like, I don't think he plays enough games and season long scoring. That's the only problem. You're pretty much begging for an injury, in my opinion.
I'm gonna grab him because I think it's rare. I based on the last draft I did, if you have a chance to take two quarterbacks who can start, you almost want to do it and just make this team. This is the team where I bet that he does play a lot of games, and then I'll probably if Milroe doesn't start week 1, I'll just shift him down in my modifier to like a times 1.25 or like 1.5, and then shift up a running back or someone who's going to start more often.
Well, here's the thing too: is like you mentioned the Shedeur Dart thing. Shedeur can still be a Brown and be the day one starter.
True.
Dart can't. So there's that possibility where like you may like Shedeur here might actually be a value. I wish the contest was open longer because then you can actually get some like everybody's gonna have late Shedeur, kind of where that he's going right now. I'm on the clock. What am I doing? Let's just go Giddens, right?
These go so fast. It's like we try to talk in between picks, and it's like, oh, what do you think about that pick? Oh, we're in round 3.
Yeah, this is an
damn, you took Giddens. I wanted Giddens. You should have done that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. That part of it is interesting too. I'm trying to think of who are the.
I'm
other,
gonna reach on Kyle Williams. Yeah. I'm gonna take Kyle Williams.
Yeah. What do you think about Hampton to the Chargers, dude? Najee Harris dead.
So the weekly upside, we were kind of talking about this earlier tonight. The weekly upside, and I don't know, the weekly upside's gone, or no, it's still there for Najee Harris, but it's his ADP is going to crater, right? His ADP is going to go back to 100 or 100 and whatever, 100%. And then I think on the flip side of that, you're still gonna have to pay up for Hampton. Like you still have to pay up for that upside. So I don't think his ADP changes too much.
Yeah.
So it's like Hampton kind of stays the same. Najee tanks back down.
Dude, no one's talking about the fact that the Chargers might have like the best O-line in the league. Have you seen their O-line recently? Let's go with Arroyo here.
The Chargers?
Their O-line is insane. It's fucking they got Alt at right tackle, Slater at left tackle, Mekhi Becton, who they just got from the Super Championship Eagles, who's like one of the best run blockers in the league. At guard, he's great. Tackle, he's atrocious, but he's a great guard. He was great for the Eagles last year. And they have Zion Johnson from Boston College, who's a first-round pick a couple of years ago, who's been solid.
They've just kind of been slow building it, and consistently, getting guys.
And they signed that Andre James, the Raiders center, I think. Right? He's good. He's a good player too. So it's like they're freaking O-line is nasty. It's so freaking good. And now they got Hampton, and like I thought they might go.
And he's actually talented, right? So
100%, dude. Yeah, Hampton's the man.
With Dobbins and Gus, the guys they've had in the past, it's kind of a plug and play running back. Fit him into a really good setup. It's almost like anyone can run behind Michigan's offensive line. That kind of idea. So we'll see. I think it's interesting. We're flying through this one. What we'll have to do is we'll have to finish this draft, and then we can just stare at the board for a couple of minutes, talk through some picks, talk through some rookies, day 2 landing spots, wish casting, catch up with the chat, and then hope some of you guys want to get in here and draft the second one with us. We can probably, it seems like we're going to be able to fill it based on how fast these are filling up tonight. Yeah. But what up to Trav? What up, Who Hames? Anthony, Best Ball on Call, Steve, and Bindles was in here. Appreciate y'all for saying what up, being here.
Anthony, I love the golden landing spot too. I think it's a great spot for golden.
I gotta go back and clip the clock. That's the thing with these ones autoed. Oh, Jordan James. Do you have your ranks in here?
I don't think I do for this contest now.
Okay, I had to update him because it didn't transfer over from the original one, and I was kind of sad, but I think it's just going to keep changing anyways. I've been taking a ton of yarns. I will say that.
Okay.
I just think he's a pass catcher. It's full point PPR. You get this late, you're taking guys who are either going to be third string running backs anyways, or you're taking a Terrence Ferguson. And no offense to J.R. Lars, but tight ends are not going to outscore a running back like in your wildest dreams unless they're getting the draft capital. Maybe Colston Loveland, maybe gosh, it's so ugly down here. I'm just going to queue up Donovan Edwards Who knows? I think I need the running back help, and then that's just going to be it.
Fair enough.
But what I'm saying is, I've had this strong opinion since I started drafting these tournaments at the beginning of the month, and I'm fading Loveland. I don't know what to do now because he got all that draft capital. He's way up there. It's a pretty good landing spot with the Bears.
Right landing spot.
But with Warren on the Colts, it's a bad landing spot. I saw like Dwayne McFarland's projection for the Colts offense was like super low, like 200 passing yards, like 15 or 17 touchdowns the whole season. So like it could just be a terrible spot for him. And then, yeah, I mean, it's not like there's an actual designated tight end spot. So it kind of makes me think like you're paying a premium for a position that's a flex now. It's hard to figure these things out in the structure of this tournament.
Yeah, I just think I'm just reading the chat right now, like the Loveland thing. I think it's a great landing spot because like the same thing. It was kind of like the Raiders drafted Mayer and they had Bowers, but like Bowers, like how many times did you see Bowers like with his hand in the dirt? Like Loveland's a receiving tight end. They brought him there to catch the ball. That's what he's there to do, to catch the ball. He's not there to fucking block. He's there to catch the ball. So I think Loveland's great in Chicago. The Warren one's a tad scary, but then again, he's a great talent. They got really good production with Dallas Goedert in that Shane Steichen system. So yeah. So let me hop in here too. I can tell you, we're waiting on 6. So after you, it'll be 5.
I'll hop in, and then I think I should be able to jump back into our previous room and look at the board, right? While this is going.
Yeah. See if you just hit minimize. You should be
right.
Yeah.
And then my teams, and I'll go back to the last one.
Yeah. Official attendance for tonight was 205,000 people.
Was this the board we just did? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just kind of run through these rounds, and then let me. Oh, actually, it's showing up on the. So we've got 5 out of 10 ready to draft. That's for the one we just joined, right?
Yeah. Waiting on 4. Waiting on 4. So if you want to get in here, we are waiting on 4 people in here. So come draft with us.
Yeah, and I'm planning to keep doing these fast drafts throughout the summer. I know they've got a few different tournaments open. So if you're new to it, feel free to kind of get used to it, see what you like. If the tournaments that we're doing, this one's Origins, it's all rookies. I think this one is for like the hardos. This is for like the dynasty guys who want to dip their toe into best ball, but it's also for the best ball guys who just want more to draft. So I kind of like that it gives everyone something interesting. And then I don't know that there's a proven way to win this. I did hear Matt Kelly drop a little bit of a knowledge bomb because I wasn't drafting these last year. But he said on a pod with JJ Zacharyson that the winner last year in this format, it was a 1 QB and a 5 running back build.
Yeah.
And I want to see that team because I'm really curious now. Was it
Spy Bucky?
It was Bucky, right? It was Bucky was in there, but who was the QB? It must have been Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, it must have been Jaden Daniels. Had to have been.
Right. So I want to go dig that one up, but knowing that, I try to lean into running backs. I try to get as many running backs as I can. If you're going to get Cam Ward, though, you really can't pass up on him is what I think. And then, like I said, I'm fading the tight ends a little bit. I think even though it's full PPR, I'm kind of fading the wide receivers a little bit. Obviously, you don't want to skip out. You want to have some exposure to the guys who are going in the first round. We know it's Golden, it's T-Mac, and it's Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And Egbuka. I still think Burden is going to be potentially a good pick, but maybe fade him just a little bit. And, in full PPR, it's like, well, you want guys who catch passes, but yeah, running backs that can catch passes are like a super premium. So anyone who gets a workhorse role is going to be, should be a first round pick. And so you also have to kind of figure that out and maybe even predict some of these guys. Like I think Scatabo is really a really good pick in the second round.
I can't believe the Panthers drafted Ted at 8. I can't believe it.
I like it. Do you like it?
For Ted or for the Panthers?
I think for
fantasy,
actually.
I don't, dude. 8 seems really high for a guy like Ted who like has some serious, serious character, like hard work concerns. Like he like the quote that came out about him like the other day was apparently after Jed Fish left, who was the head coach at Arizona. After he left, it became the Ted McMillan show. If Ted didn't want to do a drill, he didn't do the drill. It was reported that he only would try hard in practice if there were scouts there, quit on balls over the middle, just like a lot of stuff. Like he wanted to do it his way. He
Yeah,
wanted
you
to do it
don't
his
love
way.
hearing that.
Yeah, but like the talent's undeniable. That's the thing. It's like if you can just get him to hone it in, the talent's undeniable because that frame, the acrobatic catches, he's got pretty good speed too. It's not great, but it's good enough. So it's just like that's kind of the thing with him. But they're not the best work ethic type of
The way
complete.
I view it, so he did kind of have I'm pretty sure it was a sophomore year breakout, like a true sophomore year breakout, right?
Yeah.
He's had a consistently good career. He's only 22 years old. He's not super old as a prospect. He's definitely going to be the best receiver they've got, and he's going to give Bryce Young a chance to elevate. They can kind of be that pairing, the wide receiver and quarterback pairing. Maybe we actually see Bryce kind of reach more of his potential. They trust him more. They get him a good target now. They're building up the team around him. The offensive line should be getting better with the way they've invested in it over the years. And I think it makes sense. It's obviously the impact is against Leggett, who somewhat underwhelming and was a little bit older of a prospect last season. Coker is also going to get kind of like knocked down the pecking order a little bit. You have Thielen, who's always good and maybe still is a safety blanket and like a red zone target, but he's not going to be able to I don't know. I think that just the upside for Bryce Young is pretty appealing. So I like that part of it for him, making him like a better actual usable quarterback for fantasy.
I just wonder how Ted fits in there. I just wonder if he does develop that rapport with Bryce. It's just, man.
So his
overall
ceiling. Go ahead.
I'm just saying 8 overall just seems insane. I'm just thinking about it from fantasy. I think it might be fine. His ceiling's obviously because he's like the only guy. Really,
his ceiling's Brian Thomas.
I don't think it's Brian Thomas. I don't think he's that.
Did Brian Thomas go in the second round?
Brian Thomas first round. He was the 21st overall pick, I think, or 19th.
21st. Okay. It's a blur.
Yeah.
There's a lot of picks tonight.
Brian Thomas would have been the first receiver drafted in this, not named Travis Hunter, would be the first receiver drafted in this class if he was in it.
Yeah, I would think so.
Drake London was the 8th overall pick. And Drake London was twice the prospect that Ted McMillan is.
I would also agree he's a better prospect. Yeah, it's so if I'm thinking that's like let's say that's his best case scenario, super ceiling, and maybe it makes sense in a way that I'm thinking of where it's like on the Jaguars, you had a quarterback, Lawrence, who maybe he's already done better than Bryce Young had done in the starts, to their career. But when Brian Thomas came in, he's the de facto number one day one.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tet kind of is the de facto number one day one. Maybe Thielen still carries him a little bit, and who knows, but yeah, I kind of like that spot. Let's see what the chat's thinking. I don't know if they were hating on it. Let's see. We're still waiting to fill the second room. Another one in the first round. So we talked about Egbuka. We talked about Ted a little bit. We started to talk about Hampton. It's Loveland. I think Loveland, and then obviously Golden. We'll get to Golden, but Loveland was the first quarterback taken to the Bears. What do you think about that one?
It's great. I think it's great for Loveland. It's a lot better than freaking Indianapolis. I was hoping maybe the Rams make a move, come up and get one of those guys. Didn't happen, but what can you do? What is that supposed to mean? What are they supposed to mean? BBG, come on now. I think it's great for Loveland, man. It's like you want pieces that are attached to Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. Like that's the way I look at it. Like I have to have so much Caleb Loveland teams. I have so many Loveland teams. Loveland's my most drafted tight end. I think it's a way better landing spot than the Colts. Yeah, he's my most drafted tight end, I think.
Dang. Sure. Who else was? I think it was maybe Cody's really in on him last night. He pushed me to draft Loveland in a little board we did. I'm not out on him, but I was at 7.9% before that pick.
Yeah. I just he went really, he's like a 13th round pick, right? 13th round pick. He's the best receiving tight end in this class, pure receiving tight end, route runner, separator guy. He's the number one guy in this class where it's Warren's fun because he's you can do more stuff with him, right? A little bit better blocker, better with the ball in his hands after yards after catch type of stuff with Warren. But make no mistake, Colson Loveland's the better. Oh, there we go. A little calendar there,
Whoops.
or a little alarm clock there. Yeah,
Jeez.
that's the only problem with this screen share.
Rip.
Yeah, what can you do?
What can I do? You guys just got a little sneak preview into behind the scenes.
Yeah, there you go. You're still waiting on 3 in here. Guys, get in here. I will kiss you on the hand if you get in
Was
here.
that what happened? My phone just closed because it was inactive for whatever 2 minutes.
Probably, yeah.
God,
Probably.
rip.
Yeah. What can you
Oh
do?
well.
Yeah, man. I really like the Loveland part of the whole thing. I'm surprised we didn't see Travion. I thought we might see him go to KC at 32.
I was surprised. I almost thought for a half second, I thought, what if the Bills draft Travion and they're like, later, James Cook.
Yeah. I was
But
waiting
no.
for Travion or Burden. I thought one of them might get in there. Obviously we're still waiting on Judkins, Shador. Like really like for fantasy, this thing starts in round 2. Like, dude,
Of
round 2.
course. And we kind of expected some of those names. Like we expected, at least I think we're starting to expect Shador either at the very end of round 1 or round 2. We already knew, we at least thought we knew that QJ would be in round 2. Burden was already, we're getting those rumblings round 2. Maybe Jaden Higgins in round 2, maybe Trey Harris, maybe Kyle Williams, Cam Scatabo, right? And then I think I said Caleb Johnson, but obviously him too. So I think the biggest surprise was Travion falling.
Yeah.
But like a month ago, we wouldn't have thought that was surprising. It's just we got really hyped on him in the last maybe 2 weeks, right? Just as a community.
Yeah, 100%. Cooler's asking what the Chargers were doing. I think it's a fine pick for the Chargers. Your defense is fine. You need offensive weapons. Like, they went out and they got a weapon. Hampton's the man. The Cowboys, it was always said this week that Tyler Booker was going to go a lot higher than where people may think they're going. I don't know. If he's like Zach Martin, I think it's a fine pick, right? If he's just got to be Zach Martin, Hall of Famer. So, not impossible task to live up to, but I don't know. It's an O-line pick. They never do what people think they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm really sad we didn't get the Genty Bears trade up. I literally got back and I was like, what am I hearing? It was gonna be Genty to the Bears at 5, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, actually the Jags are gonna trade to 3. I had the Browns might trade down again, and the Bears might still get Genty, but guess not.
Yeah. So I mean the Bears are still live to draft a running back, right? Obviously.
Oh, 100%. I'd say
Obviously.
it's a bet. This is a better best case scenario for Swift thus far. Good case scenario for Swift. I was really worried about my ETN Bigsby bags.
Yeah.
My
for a
ETN
minute there, but then it cleared when that trade happened, and you're like, wait, they wouldn't trade it for Genty, would they?
Yeah, no, they were not trading up for Genty. So I'm good. My ETN bags are safe, which is good. And then so I'm just happy. I'm really happy the ETN bags are safe. Is the one I'm really happy about.
On the pre-draft best ball, what did your Swift exposure end up at?
It's a lot higher than I think people may think. Let me see here. I gotta get this open, refresh it. How many teams do I have? 233 is what I ended with.
That's a good amount.
I did so many drafts last night, and then today while I was at work substituting.
For the kids.
For the kids, yes. There's a testing day. I actually sat in the break room for 3 hours. I got Swift up to 9.4%, actually.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm higher than that. I mean, I guess I'd have to check. Let me pull it up on. We're just sitting here. I got my phone up, but I'll pull it up on my desktop, Underdog, if I can get it to open without getting a error from their using it on Chrome. Okay, I got it open. It seems fine.
There we go.
I ended up doing 130 pre-draft best ball. My goal was not to max the big board necessarily, so I did 75, which I feel pretty good about, and then I maxed the original little board. I did one bigger, one biggest, and then I just did 3 little board 2s. I don't know. Everyone was getting excited about the whatever it's called, the it not filling, right?
Yeah. What did it end up at? Do you know? I didn't look.
I can look. I think it'll tell me here if I hit info.
Oh.
It ended up at 64.5%. So the
you got that high.
But I thought the payout for it just wasn't that enticing, honestly. It's like, yeah, and not that I was like burnt out on drafting, but I could have just like ripped another big board or two. Like, I don't know. I did the little board just for fun. The little board too.
Did the big board fill?
Let me double check that because I don't know for sure. I think it did not. No, 98.2, which is close enough.
Yeah.
So my exposure on Swift is going to be embarrassingly high, and the chat had been ripping me about it for about the last month, but
let me guess.
12.6%, and it was higher, and they kind of walked me off the ledge a little bit, but I think it's fine.
Dude, I'm so stoked. There was one player that I wanted to get 30% of, and I finally did it. 30.0% RJ Harvey, baby.
Okay. I have a note in my phone that I wrote after the week 17 last year, and it's like top 10 things to remember going into the next best ball season, and the very first line is no players over 30% exposure.
I've never had a player over 30% exposure in any contest ever. This is my first one.
In Best Ball Mania 5 alone, I had 59 teams with Nico Collins.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I was in the top. I was in the top 12 people on bbmdb.com, top 10 people who had drafted Nico in Best Ball Mania, and it was looking good for a while, and then it looking pretty shitty for about 6 weeks with a hamstring.
The discrepancy between RJ Harvey 30%, my next closest drafted player is Algier at 23.
I like that too, though. I like that one.
Yeah, feel good about that. Also,
Travis,
too,
got
I don't know,
31% Cam Ward.
I don't know if Darside Dev is in here. I don't think he is. I mean, I don't see him in the chat. But I took $20 off Dev. We had a bet that Jackson Dart was he bet me that Jackson Dart wasn't going to go in the first round. I said I will take your money gladly. So just want to say Dev did pay he did pay me $20 Venmo. So I just want to say Dev is a man of his word.
Shout out. Yeah. Appreciate y'all in the chat being here. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Obviously, you're subscribed to PPRTyler as well. And if you want to get in here, we need 2 more to fill this fast draft.
2 more.
I think they're a lot of fun. They go super quick. We're definitely going to do this last one more. And then we'll just see how late it gets. But we're going to be ripping these all summer long. This is the Fast Draft Origins, rookie only, full PPR, 6 rounds, 10 teams. And the last one, I think we drafted it in like 8 minutes. So
yeah,
they take longer to fill than they do to draft, but like they're starting to pick up. I've noticed the pace on them filling is getting better and better, and there's certain like waves in the like during the evenings too. If you can catch it, it's starting to get a little bit later, but I think there's some hype from the draft carrying it.
Central time is the problem.
Yep, 100%. Okay,
this is gonna be fun to draft like tomorrow night during like the second round. This might be a fun thing to
and it's gonna be Friday night, and half of these players are gonna get drafted. Not half of all of them, but like half of these guys, like in the first 2 rounds.
100%. Yeah.
Maybe even the first 3 rounds. We stopped off talking at Colston Loveland. What about, and then final shout. If you're gonna sign up for Fast Draft, make sure you use code Garage for up to a $50 deposit match. Help your boy out. Let's do it. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I think I mentioned that, but we hit the 100 subscriber goal. It was kind of like my short-term goal. Really appreciate y'all. And we hit that last night when Cody from Off the Schneid was on the stream talking about the draft and things. And couldn't have done it without y'all. So looking forward to growing more. And then I'll be a man of my word. I'm going to do a 4-hour stream draft-a-thon probably Monday night. As soon as Best Ball Mania drops, my goal, I have to double check kind of the math, but I think I'm at least going to do the 5 or 6 Best Ball Manias on stream that I can do in 4 hours. But I think I'm going to try to do like 10 or maybe even 15 Best Ball Manias in the first 48 hours, and then kind of cool off a little bit until the schedule drops. But I've seen people come up with some of the math of like when to draft. Ideally, I know that Pete Overzet has put out some content, evergreen content on like the seasonal monthly drafting for Best Ball Summer. So that's something that I think is like pretty sharp. Draft some teams up front, chill, and then when you get more information like the schedule, you draft more. If you get other transaction
May
news.
14th, right? May 14th for the schedule.
Yeah, they had those 2 blonde girls come out. I say blonde girl, I mean blonde women. They had those two blondes come out, and they're like doing some weird skit, but then they're like, "Oh, surprise! The schedule drops in what is that 3 weeks?"
NFL can be corny sometimes. There's a lot
It
of
was
corny.
corny.
Like them riding on the bikes. I was like, can we get this fucking show on the road? I will say though, Clay Matthews doing the Trump. Like, there's no way Goodell was like he signed off on him name dropping Trump to open up the NFL draft when literally probably hundreds of millions of people are watching. I thought that was hilarious. Where Clay Matthews
I
just
didn't catch that. Was
you didn't
that
see that? Oh my
so?
god!
Wait. Tell me. It was Clay Matthews opening the draft up.
So they ride on the fucking bikes. It's Goodell rides out and they bring out all these Packers legends. So it's Clay Matthews, it was Jordy Nelson, Mason Crosby, Amon Green, and James Jones. I think were all the guys on there. So they're all whatever. And then Clay Matthews gets up there like saying something, and he goes, "I just got off the phone with Donald Trump." And he told me to tell everybody this. And he goes,
Ted Cruz,
the
you
Bears
have a dog
suck.
wife.
He just goes, the Bears suck. The Bears
God.
suck. And then he looks at Goodell and he goes, I'm sorry. Like, Goodell definitely did not sign off on that.
I'm kind of cringing. Like I wish I would have seen it. I think I was like helping with bedtime routine and stuff. You know how it is. But it sounds hilarious. I'll have to check Twitter to watch that clip.
You got a dog wife, Ted.
Yeah, you got a dog wife. You know, it's funny. I realized that's you doing an impersonation of Shane Gillis doing an impersonation of Donald Trump.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I did not. I think I've said that before. I didn't make that up.
It's got layers to it, but that's amazing.
Ted Cruz,
incredible.
Really big guy, fat. Some may say. They say everything's bigger in Texas, and it certainly is true with Ted Cruz.
Hey, that's my senator you're talking about.
Where I'm from, you don't talk about a man's wife.
Yeah,
you got a dog wife, Ted.
Dog wife. Okay, back on track. We're gonna fill this thing 8 out of 10.
Hopefully,
but Matthew Golden, I need to go back. I need to clip it later tonight or whenever I can. I need to clip the Fantasy Sanctuary draft-a-thon stream, because at one point, and I'm trying to be respectful. I don't want to talk over everyone, so I'm really doing a lot of listening and letting the guys who want to talk on the picks talk. But then Emo sets me up. He knows that I'm a Texas guy, so he goes, "What do you think about the Golden pick?" And I just fired off. I just had like a 30-second just rant about how he's going to be so good, and everyone's like talking shit about him and thinks he's not good, but he had the lead for the SEC total touchdowns of any wide receiver last season. He got hot at the end. He took Isaiah Bond's job. He was, good in all these things, and he's a first round pick. He's 22 years old, so he's had the true breakout. All this, like, I started ranting about him. And then as soon as my rant finished, Emo hits like their little highlight clip, and it goes right to the drop. It was like perfect timing. And then we come back from the drop, and I switched my Longhorns hat, and everyone's just cracking up. They're like, we got to make that, we got to clip that and make it. Anytime someone says like Matthew Golden, we got to have that rant about why he's so good.
I have to go back. I'm going to go back and watch that after we get off the stream.
I'm sure it's not that funny, but in the moment it felt like I was like, this is where I can really add something.
Here's something you can fucking clip, dude. People who are gonna say that Matthew Golden is bad, terrible pick. What are the Packers doing? Those people don't know fucking ball. Okay, you want to go look at numbers. You want to go look at all this stuff. Cool. Go draft fucking Luther Burden and just draft him purely based off got 2023 because he had sick numbers. He had fine numbers last year. Okay, go do that. It has some sick plays. But here's the thing with Golden. Golden's a film guy. Golden is of the perfect prospect that separates the ball knowers from the non-ball knowers. Because when you watch this guy, it's like, okay, he may be the best route runner in the freaking class, and he runs a 4.29. It feels like Garrett Wilson all over again. Because if you remember, Garrett Wilson and Olave coming out, Olave was the more he had the better statistics. He was kind of the deep ball guy for that Ohio State team. He was kind of the bigger name guy coming out. But then Garrett Wilson was kind of known as that route runner. He's the one who's going to get open. He's the separator. Then Garrett Wilson goes to the combine, runs a faster 40-yard dash than Chris Olave. And it's like, wait a minute, this guy can run routes and he's faster than their supposed deep threat guy. This seems like a no-brainer. It feels exactly like Matthew Golden. It's like Isaiah Bond was supposed to be the guy. He's the big name coming from Alabama, back with Sark. He's at Texas. This is Isaiah Bond's team coming off a nice college football playoff run too with Milroe the year before. This is Isaiah Bond's team.
Yeah, that was his playoff run. That's when Bond was shining, right?
Yes, he was awesome in that. I think that SEC championship game in that playoff. He was awesome. So now it's like this year, Golden's supposed to be Bond's supposed to be the guy. Golden takes his fucking job, proves that he's the alpha on that team. Seems just like an absolute. He has some unbelievable catches, good contested catch guy, and he has the separation skills. And he runs a 4.29, which again may be up for debate, but he at least runs like a 4.32 or something like that, right? It can't be that far off. Either way,
he's a baller.
Either way, the guy's fast as shit, and he runs great routes. So what the fuck am I missing with Matthew Golden? Tell me what the fuck I'm missing. Now he plays for Green Bay, who doesn't have a true alpha. It's like, and he's connected to Jordan Love. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
I have heard, I think last time we were on stream together, you gave me your take about Olave, Garrett Wilson. I think that's like a spot on. Even if Bond doesn't have the same caliber as that kind of team mate comp, but I agree. I think one of the funnier parts of the clip, now I'm remembering it, I kind of blacked out and just ranted about Matthew Golden when I was doing it in the moment, but I said, like, he goes to the Packers, he's teamed up with Jordan Love, who can like chunk the ball. He's got to beat out Romeo Dobbs. See you later. Like, I said Dontavian Wicks, never even heard of him. And then who's the other guy? Jaden Reed. Yeah, forget him. You're out of here. Like, I just like,
oh, there we go.
Hated on them all. Oh no, what was that? It filled.
Right. Who's in here? Travioli's in here. We got Bradley Stalder, Foxworth. We're dropping right next to each other.
I see Trav in here. What up, Trav? Yeah. Appreciate you, my man. Hope you enjoy. And we'll be doing this all summer, so you know where to find it. And then so we're right next. I'm in the 9 or 8 spot. You're in the 9 spot.
Waiting. What is it?
So you going in tomorrow? You subbing again tomorrow?
Yeah, I gotta be fucking at the weight room at like 6:45. So I gotta get up like 6.
Hey, those weights aren't gonna lift themselves.
Yeah, I'm not lifting the weights. It'll be the high school football team.
That's what you gotta tell the kids though.
They're not gonna lift themselves. You gotta eat big to get big. Some of those kids lift big, but they don't want to eat big.
Yeah. I used to be in high school. I remember being not big.
Dude, I was probably like 170 in high school. I'm like 205 now.
I think I can't even remember. I'm really tall, so I was always tall and skinny, but I filled out about.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Fuck, I hope we never meet, and there's never any of us in public together. Christ.
I would dunk to basketball when I was like 13, 14. I was always about. I've always been tall. I was always tallest kid in my class practically. What's that?
Were you a hooper?
Oh yeah. So I'll tell you some stories from the Texas days. We'd play pickup at Gregory Gym, which is the main gym on campus at Texas. Okay. Pretty much every day in between classes. So like people would be like going to lunch. We would just like go right to the court after the classes got out. And then I also we had a court next to my apartment in West Campus. So we had a court there that we'd play. And then there's also a court at the rec center, which is like another spot. And that's where all of the athletes would play. And so I used to play pickup games, and Miles Turner used to show up, and dude, we wouldn't make contact with him, but he would stand at half court and just shoot up from half court, like shoot balls from half court. He would like do these sick outlet passes to anyone. He would literally be wearing like his slides and his glasses, but Miles Turner would be there. But some of the guys we used to actually like, some of the football guys would actually play the pickup games. I don't know if you remember this name, and it's kind of a throwback, but David Ash.
No.
So he was a quarterback for Texas way back in the day.
Yeah.
He was kind of competing with Case McCoy for the starting gig.
Okay.
So this is after Colt McCoy, after they lost to Bama, right in the national championship. 2 years later, it's David Ashes, the starting quarterback. A year after that, he's not a starter anymore. He's a backup in his own right. And long story short, I had to guard him in our pickup game because he must have been the tallest guy on his team, and I must have been the tallest on mine. But we're just playing at Greg Gym, like between classes, and I held him to 4 points. Both of his were like kind of like layups, and I wasn't going to touch him really, so I let him just kind of score on me. But I scored 2 threes on him. I shot 2 threes right over him, and I was like that was enough for me. So that's the glory days.
You love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah. Speaking of,
oh, there you go.
I see you guys are 1-1 in your series.
We are 1-1. Yes. Game 3 is tomorrow in Minnesota. Dude, it's like I so badly want to stream day 2 of the draft, but the Wolves are playing and there's plans to go to the bar and watch it. I don't know how I can say no to that.
Nice. Yeah, I had to catch the highlights from the Rockets last night, which was Jalen Green going off. Oh, third round reversal always gets me. Did you make that pick?
Reversal is so nice. Yeah, I got Harvey.
I do like the reversal. Oh, sweet. Okay, well, I don't even know what I need on this team, but I want to go Giddens.
Yeah, because imagine you're getting Cam Ward, and then you're getting like Noel, and then like another Harvey or Giddens. Like that's just fucking unfair. I will say I've gotten Loveland in the third before, which is stealing.
I think now it is. I don't think he's ever going to do that. Get there anymore, right? Where he landed in the draft capital.
Like 2 weeks ago, I got Loveland in the third. I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? Thank you. So I kind of
and then so back to the hooping. I know you like to hoop too. So then after I graduated from Texas, I did grad school at U of H, which is notorious hooper school, and I played pickup games there every day on their courts, and those were some intense games. Like the Texas games, you could get matched up with like some engineering kids who are kind of like nerds, and it's just like more friendly. But the games at U of H were people who are like just people who are on the court all the time. Like you'd have to know someone to even get onto the court because they'd hold it down, and it's just how it was. But it was fun. I kind of aged out of it now. Like I'll take my family to our like community gym, like our rec, and like I'll take my daughter out there, and like she's learning how to dribble and like just kind of out there playing for fun and shooting. But yeah, I can still throw it down. I can still dunk.
Let's be honest, Chris. Right? Let's just we got thousands of people watching right now. Let's just be honest on for the one time. If you and I played, you would get fucking smoked, right?
I don't think you could shoot over me. You'd have to get around me.
You're gonna have to guard me from half court then, brother, because I'm pulling up and I got that strap on me.
Okay. I mean, you think I don't?
Oh, dude, I have to see your shot. Let me see your jump shot, and then I'll make my assessment. You can always tell if someone's a good shooter by their shot.
Yeah, I'll post it on Twitter for you. That way you can put everyone.
I need to see it, and then I'll tell you if you're good or not.
You already know I got the athletic genes. It runs in the family.
Oh, all right, we'll go Horton there.
We've already gone there.
I'm gonna say, yeah, Chris is 6'4". I'm like 5'10", but what I lack in height, I make up for in heart.
Yeah, I believe it. That's what they always say.
Classic short king fucking thing to say.
Basketball was not. It was always a sport that was like. So me and my brother, we would just play basketball like every day after school too, in like our driveway. So like we're like driveway guys, like just making shots, like calling, like playing horse, just shooting from anywhere, that kind of thing. So it was always natural.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You would probably I was just kind of playing off the camera. You would beat my ass, I think.
In my peak days, I have no doubt. But no, I don't play a whole lot right now just because I'll get injured and I'm old. But
I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna say this on stream right now, and I can't believe I'm gonna say it on stream. I don't have that much of a bag. I have like zero offensive. I'm such a like a the less people that are playing in the game, the worse I get. I like 4s and 5s. I'm great because I play great defense. I have great cuts. I'm a big backdoor cut guy. And I can shoot the fuck out of the ball. But
I don't play a lot of defense. I especially if it's a pickup game, I let everyone else play defense, and they assume that like, oh, you're one of the tallest guys, you're gonna play like center, or like you're gonna
Yeah.
post up. Nah, man, I'm a guard, like I'm a shooter, baby.
That's the thing,
I'm like
dude. I don't.
I'm like the perfect height. I'm like the James Harden. I can dribble the ball, like I can bring it down, and yeah.
Yeah.
But
One
enough
on
about that.
one.
Enough about that.
One on one, I suck. I have no bag. I'm either shooting or I'm driving you to the rim. I got a couple like post moves, but it's like that's it. I have a couple, and that's
Pump
it.
fake, pump fake.
It's more like a half. It's like a half spin fake and then drive baseline reverse. Like that's my go-to post move.
Okay, okay.
So like like kind of the mid-range half shoulder fake. Like I'm gonna drive to the middle of the lane and then go baseline. So
I mean, I know you got your teams that you're like you're coaching, assisting with. Are
yeah,
you on any like rec sports or like any like
I
co-ed
wish.
soccer or anything? What are you doing these days?
I wish I could. There's some men's leagues that some of my buddies are in. I'm not in those. I would like to be. I think that'd be a ton of fun.
Did I get them? Oh, I got them.
I'm just gonna take Landlation every fucking time I do this thing.
I'm in a men's league. It's a bunch of my some of my buddies from college. Some of the guys who long story short, they were in law school at U of H when I was in grad school there, and then so it's like we have like this text. It's like 16 guys, and it's for softball. It's a softball league in Houston, and you got to field 10 guys because you get an extra outfielder, and you have to have a catcher, a pitcher, but it's so fun. And like half the guys are lawyers, and if you know like lawyers in their 30s, like a lot of them are like drinking beers, like smoking cigarettes on like in the dugout, and just going up there and just like cracking just leather, just like crushing balls. And actually, a home run would be an out, but we do it's like a beer league. We do it for fun, but it's a good time. And then surprisingly, we have a bunch of guys who played high school or college baseball, and it's kind of like we have these guys on our team. They're just like too good, like they're just so good.
Yeah, man. I would love to
Fun.
play some men's league basketball. Basketball is like my favorite sport to play. I love football. Football is my favorite sport to watch and to talk about, but basketball is by far my favorite sport to play. There's nothing better than when you make 2 threes in somebody's fucking face. And
Yeah, especially when it's your ex starting quarterback that used to cheer for in the stands. In my case, that was glory.
Exactly. Did you taunt him a little bit? Did you talk a little shit?
Hell no. I acted like I mean, I didn't act like I didn't know who he was, but I didn't say anything to him, and obviously I knew exactly who he was.
You should have just said some shit like, who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are? I am.
I'm gonna do something real quick. Boop. Because my phone is just being weird. Yeah, I should have said that to him. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just real quick. I'm gonna reopen the app, and then we can take a look at the teams we just drafted, because I don't even know who I selected. I was just drafting so fast. Although I did go off my ranks, which helps. Okay, I got it up.
This football the other day. This is the best football you can buy at Target, ladies and gentlemen. It's super sticky, like great throwing around football.
Late to this one, Huhams. I'm actually 6'4", and believe it or not, but then yeah, I used to play against a tall dude. Yeah, one of my close buddies. So I was actually a tennis player in high school. My high school. I mean, if you're not, I won't go on about it. But like the Texas high schools are like, some of them are really big. Mine was huge, like tons of sports. You can pretty much only play like one sport on varsity. Like they don't let you like multi-sport it because everyone's trying to go to college, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I was a tennis player, but one of my buddies was a multi-sporter, and he was a basketball and a tennis guy. But he kind of walked on to tennis because he was 6'9", and he was like he's one of the post guys on the basketball team. Cool story is that the other post / I guess guard, just a wing on the team was Eric Rowe. So I don't know if you remember Eric Rowe. He was a cornerback safety. He got drafted to the Eagles. Was it? I think it was either the Eagles or the Patriots was his first team.
I think Patriots sounds right. Patriots sounds right.
Because he played in the Super Bowl with Tom Brady against the Falcons, and they won.
Yeah, fuck that guy. So
he was in my graduating class from my high school. But anyway, just another connection. But yeah, we used to really pull for him. He's not currently in the league. He's not officially retired, but Yeah, Eric Rowe was a boss. I don't know how we got into that one, but let's review this draft. So out of the 8 spot, I went Dart. I think I'm going to keep drafting Dart at the end of round 1. Even if he doesn't start all the games, I might just want a quarterback that can score a lot at the end of the season. I just have to think about the modifiers in this one because you do get a ×2 modifier for your top player, and you can adjust it after the draft. But like, would I rather have Giddens or Burden as the ×2 modifier, and then Dart, because he's going to miss some games, come in with a lower modifier that could pay off? At the same time, I think it's going to be like, knowing there's a ×2 modifier, it's going to be really hard to beat the Genty and the Cam Ward teams.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I took Shador. Because like I said, if Shador's a Brown, he could start like week 2, 3, 4. If he's a Brown, that's a bit, or a Steeler. There's 2 more outs for Shador that I think people aren't really like. It's like I would take Shador over Dart, I think, right now, because at least Shador has a chance of starting like soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I don't think Dart does. And again, that's kind of at ADP. Like Shador in the second, he just kind of feels like a smash. So I'll just take Ibuka. Harvey's my guy, and then Horton.
Did you get Shador in both of them?
No, I didn't do Shador in the other one.
Okay, because you're on the other side of the board. I got Dart in both of them. Yeah, I like your picks. I think Restrepo is a kind of a sneaky good pick. We'll have to see where he lands, in the next couple of days. But for PPR, that could be a nice one.
Yeah.
Horton, I'm a big fan of. Harvey, I think also could be a good. I think of him like a committee back kind of guy in the NFL, just because of maybe his size or his total kind of career touches. Maybe, I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I think it's still an exciting, like, electric pick. Like, I think his ceiling is it like Devin Achan. Like, what do you think
For who?
for Harvey?
I don't think it's Achan as much as I would love to say it is. I think it's more like my high end comp for him. I did all these comps for all these rookie running backs. My high end comp for him was Aaron Jones.
Okay, that's interesting because Aaron Jones was a round 4 guy, wasn't he?
Round 4 guy, UTEP.
Yeah, UTEP. Not a lot of people on their radar, right?
Yeah, and it's just kind of the similar thing, like a smaller guy, but both like they're kind of big-ish, like a little thicker. Both great pass catchers, both really good feet. And then I think Harvey's probably even got more speed than Jones did. But that was kind of my comp for him that I stole from McShay. So that was a really good comp. So I'm a Harvey guy. But I think I got a thing for these sweet feet, smaller, thicker, fast pass catching running backs, because like Ray Davis is kind of like that RJ Harvey body type, that body type, sweet feet, flashes some power, can catch the hell out of the ball. Like Ray Davis, again, I know my Ray Davis facts. Ray Davis in 2023 led all running backs in touchdown receptions.
At Kentucky, right?
At Kentucky, yeah. He was the man at Kentucky.
Yeah, I was kind of late to the party on Ray Davis. I don't know why he wasn't like super on my radar. Yeah. So I was learning about him during draft season last year, like during like the big board and stuff.
Do you know who Ray Davis's OC was at Kentucky in 2023?
No.
It's a big name. Liam Cohen.
Oh, never heard of him.
Duval. Duval.
Trav says next one needs 7 to fill. Yeah, I think we're gonna recap the teams on this one, and we'll close out pretty soon. I think it just gets late. Sometimes it can be hard to fill at night, but as the draft is going on tomorrow and Saturday, these things are gonna be popping off. This one's probably gonna fill, and I think they said they'll drop another one if this one fills.
Yeah, they did.
Which I don't know if that means it would close like at the start of the season. Maybe it's like a big Origins tournament, which can be interesting. It's like a post-draft Origins tournament, or some
they
kind
did
of
that
combo.
last year too. They did the rookies only tournament last year after the draft.
I'm pumped for that then, because that's where you really can make some projections on season-long scoring in the landing spot. Yeah. Right now, it's still kind of a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Cool. So you got Restrepo, you got Horton. Your last pick was Land Larson. Why do you do that?
What do you mean? Why do I do that? He's the man.
Why do you do that?
Land Larson might be a top 5 running back in this draft. When it's
I think it's like a meme or like a bit for you, where
it's not a meme for me. It's actually not.
No, I think it is, and you've somehow, like, you've done it so many times, you're starting to like believe it.
dude, look at the stats. Look at this guy. I just, I think he's like Lauby, man. But here's the thing, like he's Lauby.
That's not
So,
good.
like Lauby got drafted again. Like I get Lauby wasn't that good, but he had better stats than Lauby at with less. Lauby had a fucking NFL quarterback throwing the ball. Let's be honest here. Max Brosman was going to get drafted. So I did watch that today too. I skipped through it.
I watched it live. I was actually listening to it today. Who Hames? I'm excited. I think there's some good changes coming. The maintenance would help me out. You already know that. I've had my Chrome struggles with the browser. The two things I thought were cool, at least obviously there's the leaderboard or like the leaderboard for Best Ball Mania. That's fine.
Yeah.
The two things I think are actually cooler than that. One is the auto. So right, if you don't queue players and you have 2 auto picks, you go set automatically to auto picking the rest of your picks. I think that can be fine for increasing the speed of the drafts. And I don't think that's something that's going to affect me because I'm almost always letting it pull off my queue at the worst case. Like I don't ever just like let a pick go without having someone queued generally. So I like that. And then the other cool thing was he calls it, Redmond called it innovative battle royales. And I don't know if you heard about this one, Tyler. He said for things like NBA finals or series events, or it could be like a PGA Tour event like the Masters, you could draft a team just for that series event. So like one team that would carry through all of the games. So like for the Masters, you would draft one team that goes through all 4, days of the golf tournament or any golf tournament. And then for like the NBA finals, like you would, instead of, I guess how we're doing Battle Royale, where it's like, one game, you're drafting one team. If it's a 7-game series, you would draft one team for the whole series. So that's that's interesting.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Back to the teams. I took Jackson Dart. I have a lot of Jackson Dart. I'll probably just keep taking him, and I know he's not going to start every game. I might have to like do some math or get some more strategy on like why this is a bad pick if he does miss more than 4 games or something. Burden is exciting. We'll see where he lands tomorrow. Giddens, Blue, Jordan James, and Yarn. So just going with running backs who could have a nice role, who are kind of electric to some extent. I think of Blue in that way at least. And then pass catchers. Let's look at Trav's team. He's in the 4 spot, which I think unfortunately is now like, and obviously Hampton could be great on the Chargers, but there's definitely like a big difference from getting the 1st and 2nd pick to having probably the 3rd and 4th pick. I think Travis Hunter actually could be nice, and I think even Tet could be nice. Are you going to move Tet ahead of Omari and Hampton at this point?
Oh, fuck. I really don't want to. I will not.
Okay.
At PPR, I might. It's full point. In this context, maybe.
It's to be determined. I think the tier in the middle of round 1 is like really in flux right now.
Yeah.
We'll see where Henderson goes. But I mean, I've been drafting a ton of Hampton too. Scatabo's a smash pick. I think you nailed it with that one. You got Ao Manor, just getting some wide receiver depth. Mason Taylor, if you like him, if you think he can smash, but I honestly believe it'll be hard for the tight ends to pay off, except for maybe Loveland.
I think Taylor could go to a good spot. To be honest, I think he could go to like a really good spot and get a lot of run. I think we hear Taylor's name called early tomorrow. That's my prediction. Could be here. Hot take of the night. Mason Taylor gets drafted before Shedeur Sanders. Hot take.
That would be something. That would be pretty much unexpected, but could happen. And then Savion Williams, just a fan favorite. We'll see where he goes. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt from Arizona. That's a fun one. I learned a little bit about him on one of the pods talking about draft prospects, and it's not a guy that I'm familiar with. Not that I watched any of those games that he played in last season, like and noticed who he was and like what he was doing. But I guess I had learned that he had some kind of like eligibility issues and like transferred and like missed a year or something. And I don't know, it's complicated. And so maybe he's just a guy that's completely undervalued and maybe should be going ahead of a few of these other names that we were more comfortable with. Like, who knows, like these last round dart throws around, maybe even, the last probably 2 or 3 rounds. There's a lot of running backs in that range that, do they do anything? Do they just be a depth piece? I thought what was crazy is the rookies last year, half of the guys got drafted landed in okay spots and like never did anything in my mind. Like Trey Benson, what did he ever do? I'll even say Ray Davis. He actually did a little bit more, but then who was it? Jalen Wright. Like, what did he even do? Like, these guys were going to be in smash spots, did nothing. They got completely outplayed by the like incumbent veteran running back. So landing spot matters a lot. And for this season long scoring where it's not the weekly upside that we're used to in maybe some other tournaments, I think you really have to factor in the landing spot.
Yeah, 100%. 100% landing spot matters.
All right. I know you've seen my Genty clip. Have you seen the Scatabo clip?
I don't think so. Play it.
All right. We're going to play that, and then we're going to end it on that one. Appreciate you for coming out tonight, Tyler, and joining the stream. It's fun ripping some drafts with you. We'll do it again soon.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you all for being here. Make sure you're subbed to my channel. Make sure you're subbed to PPRTyler's channel as well. It's in the description. And then let's run the Scatabo clip. I need to edit it down, but right now it's still pretty good. Here we go. Not bad, right?
Love it.
All right. We're going to end it right there. Catch y'all next time. Thanks for coming out.
Peace.
But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like, actions speak louder than words.